Hello, fourth graders. I hope you're doing well. Today we're in my kitchen because we're going to be talking about angles as rotations around a center. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to use our hands. And we're going to put our hands together and we're going to make a zero angle. And if you recall, these are going to be two rays that are coming off of one point and they are completely on top of each other. It's a zero angle. Now we're going to barely break them apart, and anywhere between the 0 and before you get to 90 is what is called an acute angle. So show me your acute angle. Now when we bring it down and it's perpendicular, where our wrists are meeting together at a perfect perpendicular 90-degree angle, we call that yes, you are right, it is a right angle. Now if we spread them apart a little more, we go obtuse, and obtuse is anywhere between the perfect 90 and before we get to 180. And the 180, as you know, I struggle with this one, getting my hands pointed perfectly apart. I know some of you are making a perfect straight angle right now that is 180 degrees. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is stand up, and so you're facing the computer. And facing the computer where your feet are is where they're going to stay. That's going to be our central point. So facing the computer, I'm going to ask that you turn a 1/4 turn to the right. So 1/4 turn to the right. So now you should be facing exactly perpendicular to where you were facing when you were facing the computer. And facing this way, you have turned a collection of 90 degrees. Now, how many more quarter turns would it take to get back to facing forward at your computer? This was 90 degrees. How many more would it take? Show me on your fingers. Show me on your fingers. Hopefully you're showing me 3. I wish I could see you. Okay, so if this is 90, I went one more 90, I'm facing completely back from you. One more 90, I'm facing 3/4 of the way, and all the way forward would have been 360 degrees. And we can write that where we would say this is 90 degrees. From here to here was our first quarter turn, then another quarter turn, then another quarter turn, and another quarter turn. So we could either say 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90 is 360, or to simplify, 90 times 4 equals 360. So now if I were to have had you standing forward facing the computer, and if I were to ask you to turn 60 degrees, how would you know how far to turn? Some of you might have a picture in your mind, but if you don't, I want you to look at where the 90 degrees is on a circle. The 90 degrees, if this was a clock, this would be 1 o'clock, this would be 2 o'clock, this would be 3 o'clock. So it's perfectly split into 1, 2, 3 pieces. So if this is 90 degrees, where would 60 degrees fall on here? How many thirds are in 90? So we've got this third would be 30 degrees. This 2/3 would be 60 degrees. And here we have 90 degrees. So if you were to turn 60 degrees from forward, it would be less than 90, maybe about there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to think how many 60-degree turns would get you to turning your back to the computer. So if here I have at 60, how many more 60-degree turns would it take for you to have your back to the computer? Did you say 3? 60 plus 60 plus 60 equals 180. Or to simplify, 60 times 3 equals 180. So here would have been one turn to here, and another 2 sections to here, and then another one would bring us down to 180 degrees. So in your math workbook today, you're going to see some problems. The first one looks like this. They did the first one for you where it's drawing a 60-degree angle. Here, a half a turn. So that would mean starting at the top where the lines would go to be half a turn. Kind of just gave it away. 1/4 of a turn we just did with our bodies. And 3/4 of a turn is 3/4 of that. And I want you to draw that little line inside the angle so that it shows what part we're measuring. So if you were to draw 3/4, it wouldn't be 1/4 because where you're drawing the line is showing me that part. So the rest of the work today is in your workbook. There are no home connections pages. And hopefully you found the Moolah on My Mind game. It's in the packet that is in the sidebar of the Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, you know that you can just send me an email or comment below and I will get it. So good luck. Hope you're all doing well and I'll see you soon. Bye.